Good day from WA. Hi, this is Julie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you very much to everyone who's been commenting on my videos. Again, that's so wonderful. You're really helping my channel grow and also getting yourself a chance to win some of my vintage playing cards. So if you haven't seen the video on vintage playing cards, then I'll leave a link below so that you can check that out. Otherwise, basically just leave a comment and you'll be entered in the giveaway for some vintage playing cards. Okay, so today is Margarete Miller weekly collage. So we're going to have a quick flip through as we always do, and then we will start on week 47. And I'm not going to lose this today. I'm not going to. Okay, here we go. 30, it starts at 29, 30, 33, 34, 35. Some of them have numbers on, some don't. 38, 39, 1, 42, 43, 44, 45. Now, look. I stuck Jamie in. Well, I sort of stuck him in. I didn't cut it out very perfectly, so I've just kind of pasted it on a little bit with, it's not even, just with a bit of glue stick. It's not even in the right place. Put it a little bit better. Yes, I put Jamie on, gave him a little spot, but I'm not putting him on permanent because I didn't cut it out quite right. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like with Jamie. And those of you who don't watch Outlander won't know who we're talking about. He's sort of stuck there. I could have made him work if I'd thought of him, or if I'd remembered to do him earlier, but you know, it just looks a little bit strange. So I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's sort of temporary. However, also what I've done here is I got another address for my postage stamps to be sent out, and so they went to Portugal. So yeah, I don't think there's too many more. I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 people who haven't sent me their addresses. Well, I can tell you who it was. Let's see who we haven't got addresses from. Gina Ashby and Art Notes Studio. I'm still waiting for your addresses. Okay, so that's 45. Last week's was 46, and this is now 47. Ta-da! We are not losing it this week. Cut the rabbit's head off. There we go. Oh, I need that now. What do we need? We need, it's for CW Planner number 47. We need something mechanical, a schematic, something smooth, a piece of newspaper, handwriting, and the bonus is polka dots. Well, you can see I've already got the polka dots, although I'm not sure I like this color. Now I've cut the piece out, so I've got a couple of other options for colors. So they're the items that we need. So I won't be gluing the polka dots down just yet. So let me see, what have we got over here? I'm going to start with something smooth. Now, the paper is actually smooth, but because it's a picture frame, it will be behind glass. So I wanted something glass or mirror. That's what I was looking for. So I found this picture, although I don't want this particular picture. So I'm going to probably cut the picture out and put something else in its place. So that's my something smooth. What else? Schematic. We have this, which is the picture of a boat. Make a little cardboard boat. Can't remember where that's going, but I'm just going to stick that there for now. I don't know yet. And as I say, this is on this gold color, but at first I thought, yeah, well, that'll go nice with this frame, but by the time it all gets in, it's like a bit bland. So my other option is, well, 2 options. On the same pad I have these blues, and I thought that, not that one, I like this one. It's just a bit brighter. So I might as well just put things on that, because I don't really think I like the gold. Just leave that. Might use it another time because it's the right size for the page now. All right, what else have we got? That's smooth, that's schematic. Piece of news. Now I've kind of got a bit of a London boat theme happening. So what we've got a piece of newspaper. So this is really old newspaper. It's hard to find articles that I like. There's a lot of, you know, as there is always with newspapers, things you don't want to read about or know about. But anyway, it comes from London, and it's March 6, 1931. And I think it's London's. Talks about it. It's got a lot of news for London in there. So anyway, but this is a really old piece of newspaper that came in a bundle of ephemera from a local garage sale. One of my first pieces of ephemera, packages of ephemera that I ever got. So I've kind of been hoarding it. So these are my newspapers. I've got the Thames High Tide, highest due this evening, and I've got the French Superliner, talking about a ship. So it's kind of boat related. So this is what started it all off. I have this postcard, and this is my something mechanical. So the Tower Bridge lifting up. It's pretty mechanical. I don't know whether you can see the sparkles. This came in my package from Believe Cottage Craft. That was on my Thrifty Thursday. No, it's on the Lotta video, which, oh my god, it's waiting to be uploaded. It's on my computer. When I take a pause, I will go upload it. So that by the time you hear this, the video will be there. There'll be the Lotta part 2 with the putting the pages in. So this came in the pack that second pack that I got from Believe Cottage Craft. And you can't really see the sparkles. The opposite of smooth. It's like glitter. Well, there, you can see it a bit better now. Yeah, it doesn't really show. It's quite shiny in real life. To me, catch the light on it. Anyway, it's quite a pretty card. There. Okay. Can you see it now? Yeah. So there's the sparkles on the Tower Bridge, or quite a few places. All right. Anyway, I'm thinking that this might go in the middle of the picture frame, so I might cut that out and put this, mat that underneath there. Can't really see, can you? Let's move it all over. Okay, got to cut this blue paper down. So they're the pieces. Oh, what else? Handwriting. So I've got this other postcard which is just of a cathedral, but I just picked a postcard that came in the same pack. Yeah, so I got this postcard. It was sent from London in 1907. That doesn't look like a 7 to me. I thought it was a 2 or an 8, but the postmark, we'll trust that. August 21st, 07. Cool, eh? It's not 2007. So 114, quick maths, 114 years ago it was sent to Melbourne. So yes, and he was on holiday in London, and he was on his way to Hamburg at midnight. This is for handwriting, and it's London, so a bit of a London sort of theme happening, and boats. So we've got Superliners, Thames, Tower Bridge, picture frame to put it in, postcard, and a schematic of a boat. I don't know, I'd really like to find a better schematic, but I had this one before, but it's houses. It's got nothing to do with anything. But this one is from 1940s house in a magazine. But I don't know, with the blue paper then maybe. Let's try that one. I just think it looks a bit too modern, even though it's not, because it's from 1940s. Do I like that one? I don't know. We'll leave it out just in case. I'm not too sure about that at the moment. I've also got this handwriting. I might use some of this as well. This is in German. And I just think, well, he's going to Hamburg. He might as well have some German handwriting. So I didn't know whether I wanted to have some of that in the background. I'll have to cut it up. This is a piece that on that side had the date. Maybe I prefer the date. Oh, 1909. What year was this? 1907. Ooh, okay. I like that. I mean, the newspaper print comes in 1930, but it looks like it's older, so that's fine. It doesn't matter. So let's maybe have those going like that. All right, before we decide where they'll go, let me cut this piece of paper. The background, I think I prefer the blue. I think it goes nicer with the other side, rather than that gold. I thought the gold went nice with the frame, but it just looks a bit bland and boring by the time you finish. So I'm going to cut this off, glue it down, trim it up, and I'll come back. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to, I did vintage up the paper after I glued it down, and although this is already vintaged up, I'm just going to go around the edges. I don't know if I'm leaving that extra bit on, but for the moment I will. Just going to add a bit around the edge. And the other one, so maybe something like that. Okay, and we have this postcard. I am going to vintage it up, even though it's obviously already old, just doesn't have that aged look. Just going to give it a little bit more. It's not a picture I particularly like, so, but I'm still not going to glue it down. I can't glue down original ephemera. It's just me. So no, it has to be tucked in. So it will be tucked somewhere, somehow. Can't remember how I had it now. I wanted to keep the postage stamp out and the date in particular. I don't need the address. We've got this schematic. I was going to try and find another schematic, but I don't know where else to look. Diagrams. Well, and to have one in boat theme, even though it's not really a proper boat. I think it's a toy boat. So we're having that. Now for this, oh, we haven't done something smooth. Something smooth. The glass is smooth. The actual picture is quite smooth. It's a shiny picture, but I really wanted to have something that is smooth. Like, anyway, I don't normally like plastic, but I thought that I could put that plastic in there to simulate the glass. So I'm going to cut a piece of that, and probably cut this out, put the glass underneath, and then put this underneath. I want the glass to go over the top. I don't want it sticking out, so I need it to go under. So I need it to be as if it was real glass under the frame. So that's going to be a little bit fiddly, and then plus I need to cut this part out so I can put the Thames postcard in. And I want it to. I'm just going to push it into the right place and then leave a tiny bit off the edge. I can pull it out if I want to have a look at it. Because as I say, I don't like to glue down original ephemera. I could take a scan and all that kind of stuff, but A, my scanner's not working. B, it's not the same. I quite like the idea of using original. I just don't want to glue it to the page. I don't mind gluing the newspaper, that's fine, and this is fine. And then I'm going to tuck this in somehow too. So this is going to be tucked in like here. But I want, how did I have that? Because I want the stamp to show, maybe up here. Maybe that's how it went. And this goes down here. I want Thames to be showing. Yeah, that might work. But we'll just say that that's there for something smooth. And then it's just a case of, would we like some of this German? I think I would. This extra piece of handwriting, because it's so nice. So I'd like to have this date. You know, I'm going to keep all the pieces. I can't remember why it was torn off, but I think didn't I tear it off last week? I tore off the other bit of the date and then used the tiniest amount of it. That's right. So this one, I don't know what it says, but whatever it was that happened on the 31st of December 1909. You know, who knows? He could have spent a year in Germany. So he left in 1907 or a couple of years. Yeah, I don't know whether I should have done that. Now that I've taken it off. Darn. I probably should have kept that. So I could have it. Oh, too late for that. Okay, why do I always do this wrong? Maybe the date just sticks out. And just the schematic. We don't really need to have the boat, I don't suppose. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's kind of, I don't know. Maybe I don't like having those two on there. Then I'm not going to have that. Oh my god. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky wiki, isn't it? We want the Thames part. I'll have that come down here. I'm going to tear off the picture of the boat. And we don't really know what it's a schematic for. It's just a schematic. Well, it says on there, carton boat. It's a boat made out of cartons. I guess that could, yeah, this is gonna, the time is gonna be in fiddling around with this, isn't it? Till I'm happy. It could be any length of time. I'm gonna pretend that we're just gonna stick it in the middle for now. That's fine. And the handwriting. That's whether I have 2 postcards or whether I use this for the handwriting. Down the bottom so the date's more obvious. Get those numbers in. Let's have some inking. I'm going to leave that rough edge, I think, if I can. Okay. No. Alright, so I like this writing because it's denser. We're going to have handwriting. Let's have plenty of handwriting. It's got numbers. French super liner. I don't know if I like the extra bit. I'm going to just Thames High Tide. Thames is in the picture. Did I ink this one? No, let's ink this. Oh no, I won't see this because this is going to be matted. I don't know whether you can see this or not, but just do it anyway. So that's going in there. And we could have a bit of this. Let's just take off that date that I wanted. More for something else. Probably won't need the ledger paper part because it's the 31st of December. It's New Year. Oh my God, it's almost 1910 when he wrote that. He's working on New Year's Eve. Now I don't know whether I ought to move this across so it looks like it's all one page. Like that. I'll move that across. You know, like have that in line so that kind of looks like it's a full page. I don't know whether that's worthwhile doing. And then we have to decide. So we've got all this handwriting now. So and then we have the plastic on top. So if we have that, let's just cut this off. Oh, I'm not sure I'll cut it big enough. One of Donna's bags. Getting to use it, Donna. After I said, I don't want so many plastic bags. They rattle. And I've got another piece if I ever need another one. I do this occasionally, use the plastic. Alright, so now we've got our something smooth. Just pretend that's what that is. Boring. I think I'm going to want the postcard to add a bit extra interest, but how to get that on here, how to fit it. Let's start with the bigger pieces that we can add that after. Let's start with the bigger pieces so that we can tuck the other ones in where we want them to go. That would probably be a good idea. So if we say that that's going like that, I don't mind covering up the address. I want the date, the stamp, and the writing. Just tuck it in there. Oh, maybe here. No, I don't like it there. Okay, I don't even like the schematic. I've really got to probably find another one with a bit of colour, I think. Let me try that blue one. Let's use the back garden one because it doesn't look like so much like a house. Let's see if we like that. Patch of blue here, that tucked behind it, so you can hardly see it. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we could just have couple of pieces of blue that just to add a bit of colourful interest. That might be okay. Did I show you the magazine it came from? It came from this. Look, Home Beautiful. Look at it. It's all eaten. I got a bundle of these magazines from that same garage sale, 1944. These Home Beautifuls. I've got, I don't know, about 10 or 15 of them, but they're all in a suitcase. But this one I donated to myself to cut up because it's in such bad condition. But all the others I've kept. I'm hoarding them. So this one's October 1944. So there's some of that. That's the rest of it. So this is where the magazine, what it came from. But I mean, there's other schematics in here. Let's have a quick look. Building houses. There's more houses here. But I really wanted a schematic of something, not a house. But of course, that's what you get in Home Beautiful, isn't it? The one here. There's these. That's the only colour one, and then I liked these, but you know, building a house, it's got nothing to do with the Thames. There's this one which is very, you know, plain, if you like, just lines. And we've got the Thames. Well, maybe we'll have the two newspaper articles coming down here so they can go together. Ink this one, and it's tea time. I don't know if this video will get up in time. Depends if I can edit it tonight after tea, and if I get finished. It might be a little bit later than normal. Just put that in there, just a bit of interest in the corner. Kind of like, you know, like papers on a desk, you know, like if you'd thrown your postcards down and your cuttings from your newspaper, if you did cuttings how they used to do in the old days, newspaper cuttings. It's just kind of like, you know, higgledy-piggledy jumble on your desk with a picture frame. All right, I'm going to pause here, go to get something to eat, come back and see if I still like it, and then I'll start gluing. See you in a second. Okay, I've just come back. Well, I haven't just come back. I come back a little while ago. Dinner. Brought dinner. Taken the dog for a walk. We went down to the Rockingham foreshore to pick up my lovely yummy roast dinner. So I've got some footage to show you of while we were down there. So I've come down to Rockingham foreshore. I forgot there was an event on today. Some sort of a racing cup thing on the beach. I'm sorry, I don't have any more information than that. I don't know what it is. So it's a little bit busier than normal, but this is the view out to Palm Beach. I'm actually going to zoom in a bit, just on the jetty. Okay, there we go. I'm trying not to make sure I don't drop my phone in the water because the dog keeps pulling on me. Anyway, so this is looking down towards Palm Beach. I'm going to scan around, and this is our first really warm weekend, and yeah, so people have come down the beach. It's still warm. It's 5:30 and it's like summer. It's a really warm evening, which is, you know, what's the date? Oh, it's November. I mean, yeah, it could be getting warm. But just gonna scan around. So this is foreshore, the old flats, cafe area. The jetty's quite busy. I'll zoom out a bit. And so, yeah, coming over to the other side. So those a pavilion on the foreshore there is not normally there. It's just there for this cup thing. I don't know what it is. Some sort of races. I don't know. It's not horse races. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like three-legged races. I don't know. Okay, so this is the, you know, there's some more boats than normal in the bay because they've come to visit. And there's a whole bunch of big ones parked out there. You don't normally get those kinds of huge ones here. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of boats. Cabri keeps pulling on me, so I have to keep stopping. And then this is the jetty, the Rockingham, and that's looking out to Garden Island. Yeah, so that's looking out to Garden Island, the naval base out there. Not to be confused with Garden Island over east, because there is a Garden Island over there. Alright. Hopefully I've got enough footage that I can actually piece together, because I have to keep cutting out all of the times the dog pulls on me. But anyway, it's really busy up there. It's not normally quite that busy, and there's not normally all that fencing, so you know, I'll be film a bit more in a minute. Okay, so it's super busy and super loud out here. That restaurant is never quite this busy. It's yeah, I think it must have the cheapest beer because yeah, you can see there's a lot of bottles and a lot of people, and they're very loud. But yeah, it's just a nice place to sort of visit, and it's usually a bit quieter than this though, I have to say. Some of my favourite restaurants down here. Okay, so this is a bit further along the beach. So normally it's pretty quiet. The actual event is over, and so they're starting to pack up. But I can see there's some horses down there on the beach. Let me zoom in. They're a little bit further up. There is a horse beach further down, so I'm a bit surprised that they're right there on the beach. Yeah, a bit surprised they're right there on the beach. It looks like they walked through the water up to this end, and I suppose as long as they stay in the water. Jogging in the water, that's crazy. That's for maximum zoom, so I don't know whether you can see it or not. Cute. And yep, so just panning around, trying to stay over the top of this thing that's, yep, so just the beach and back to where we filmed before. So there would have been lots of stalls like this one, but they're packing up now. And this one there. Yeah, I don't know whether you'll be able to see with the sun. I can't see myself, but I'm kind of here somewhere. Here they are, right in the sunshine. I didn't know they were out on the beach. Okay. Must have a special permit for today. We're at the, well, not at the end, but it's time for me to go back and get my dinner. Should be cooked by now. I looked at the temperature, it's just 21 degrees, but it feels a lot more than that. It feels like the middle of summer. I'm hot already. Not big keen on the heat, personally. I do like spring, but it's a bit hot. But the water is really smooth. Maybe I should print a picture of this and put it on the Margarete Miller for smooth. It's a lovely day, because often we get a lot of wind, but there's no wind today. So, beautiful day for this cup that they had. And kids are enjoying a bit of water all the way up the beach. Lots of dogs here. Kevin wants to talk to all the people, he's not interested in the dogs. Alright, I'm going to go back and get my dinner. If you're ever in Rockingham, come and grab a roast from Brian and his lovely wife. They make yummy roasts. Always ask for a Yorkshire pud or two, and tell him I sent you. He knows me. And now we're going to continue with the collage. So there's not much more to do. So I'm going to just take this one away, because I still need to make all of that. But what I thought I might do was, before I disturb everything, I'll stick these things down. So all of them can get stuck down except the two postcards. And I quite like where they are. Come back and I think, yep, they're fine how I have them. So let's try to get these stuck down where they are before I move them. I might just use a little bit of art glitter glue and make a kind of like a piece. You know, like just gonna glue that to that. Okay. And this to this. And once it's sort of glued together as a piece, okay, now I can let's just check. That was going there, and this was going there. Okay, all right, well, we'll say that we can make that work, and these will come off, and we're now going to glue this whole piece down. Yay. All of this is getting stuck down, isn't it? None of this is a tuck, is it? No, I don't think so. Don't know where the letters are going. The prompts. So they'll go somewhere. All right, let's get that stuck down. I could put that in there. It hasn't glued down, so let's just make it a bit smaller. Yeah, so we had a nice time down the foreshore today. First time he's been in such busy crowds. First he wanted to talk to everybody. I know when I say everybody, I mean everybody. He just never let up on the trying to talk to every single person we walked past. Some just absolutely loved him and wanted to talk to him. And others are like, well, you know, they don't want to talk to strange dogs. He got lots of cuddles actually from people because he basically attempted to talk to everybody. If you ask often enough, eventually you're going to get a warm response. So yeah, people loved him. He's a very sort of popular dog because he sits and just sits there and just laps up the cuddles. Doesn't lick too much. Licks a bit, but doesn't lick too much. And yeah, people liked him. So I'm just going to stick that under there. Sticks out over the edge, but that doesn't matter. All right, that's that put away. Won't be lost. That's not going to get stuck down. It's going to tuck. So therefore, we will figure out the tucking in a moment. In the meantime, I'll move that out of the way. We need a cutting board. We've got our plastic. So now we need to figure out, I need to cut with a knife down here. Then I'm going to put this plastic in and glue it to the frame. And how am I going to get that back on? Tricky. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to cut this out. Then I'm going to glue this to a small piece and then glue the plastic to that and then put it under the frame. Okay, let's try it. Let's hope this works, because I've only got one of these. It's not like I can print another one. Right on that edge. Can't see where the end of the frame is exactly. Looks like it's about there. Did I cut the right one? Oh, phew. Oh, I thought I was cutting the inside one. I am going to be cutting the inside one, but yeah. Maybe I should have cut the inside one first. Let's do that. So, cut the inside of the black line, I think. That won't have quite cut it, so I'll just use this to nip the little corners. Okay, cute picture left over. Now we can cut this one. Alright, so we've got that frame. 2 frames. Alright, so now, how do I do this? So, postcard is going in here. Oh, I hope it fits. I didn't check that. It seemed like it fit. I just don't get the name of going like that. A tiny bit over. Okay, so now we need the plastic on this part. Okay, yes, it was a bit different to what I imagined, but that's okay. It's actually easier, because I thought I had to have another piece, but now I don't need another piece. I just need this piece. Okay, and now we glue that to this. Okay, and hey, okay, that's where it's landed. I can't really move it because I don't want the glue to be showing, so I'll have to start all over again. So where it is where it is. I'll just trim off the excess that's landed in the wrong place. Could have done it that way anyway. Just trimmed this off down here. Because the glue has kind of warped the paper a little bit, so it might not be great. Let's see how this goes. Our glitter glue sometimes has that ridge. That's one thing I don't like about it. Alright, so that's now that. So, and that goes under it. Alright, so that's now smooth. The plastic's like glass. Now, so I still want this to be attached to that without attached to this. So therefore I need this to have, for this to sort of go on top of that. So it needs to have a little bit of a mat that I don't see, which is going to be tricky. Going to be a little bit tricky. Just need some darkish card. It's probably a bit too thick. So what I'm going to do is mat that onto there fairly small, so that I can then put that on top and it won't show anywhere. So we just need a small gap that's no bigger than, just smaller than that, and put that on there. Remembering I need to put the card in. So let's mark that with pencil where that is. Can't go any further than that. Wants to go over to the middle a bit more. About like that. So that's where the glue's, where it's going to get matted, but it needs to leave that much space for the card to go in. Okay. So that's why we only want to glue past that pencil line. And down here. Get some on the paper as well. It's got a slot there. This side seems to have more. Alright, and then we're just going to give it a little gap. Okay. Then that can go back over the top. I'm just going to try and glue that back together. This is all going on paper, so we might just do this with glue stick. Is my imagination, or is it just me that does these fiddly things? I seem to invent ways to be fiddly with. No, this is okay to glue this down. No, it isn't. No, no, no. So if that's going like that, this side needs to be not glued. Oh dear. So what I'm going to have to do is put some, because that'll always stick, just a thin piece of paper to take up that glue stick, because otherwise it will stick to my, and it will help strengthen it anyway. Put it to this side, to that edge there. Strengthens it anyway, so that's a happy accident. And take that off there. All right, now we've got that back to being one piece and no sticky on it. So we're just going to do the edge of this. All right, now that goes on here. So we're going to use glue stick. Oh, we could use our glitter glue, because just don't glue that side, Julie. The lift up side. So that's going to slide in there, but we're going to also make a tuck under here as well. Whew. Oh, it's like glitter glue. Oh no, I've got to get it right. Okay, so we had it right the first time, just didn't have it in the right place. Okay, now we can cut this off. And a little bit here. And that would show. It's supposed to then go under there. There we go. Yep. Actually, we can just push that in there and just hide it. Okay, cool. All right, we now have what looks like a an actual photo or an actual picture frame. Oh, I quite like that. Right, so now we can glue that piece down without worrying about me gluing the postcard down. I think that's how it's going. So we have our big picture frame. I just want that to tuck in there. So how am I going to do this? I don't want it to go further. I want it to stay there. So I want the glue to go across here on the back. How am I going to do that? Tricky. All right. We'll put a paper clip here. That's where the glue starts. It's a bit big, isn't it? Let's try finding a smaller one. So the glue's going to start about there. Like that there. Okay, so now I can glue all of this big section down. But we're going to use glue stick because I might have to slide it. So we can go like this. Okay. What I'm thinking it looks like is a bit like a higgledy-piggledy, you know, mess on your desk. You know, you just dropped your letters, put a picture there. I don't mind it. I think that's okay. It's different. All right, let's have a look at our little things. It's different. Weird. I don't know what it is. It's, yeah. Okay, so CW planner number 47. Something mechanical. We have the bridge lifting up. Schematic. We have maps, schematic of a house and garden from 1944. The postcard was from, let's look at the postcard. I don't even know if I showed you the postcard. Did I show you the back of it? Oh no, this is the one that doesn't have the writing. So this was the one that's Tower Bridge. I did show you that because it's the one with the sparkles. So this will be fun getting it back in. Yep, it will go slide there. Okay, postcard's in like it's a picture. And something smooth, we have the plastic, which is representing glass in a picture frame. Piece of newspaper, we have these two from 31? Yep, 1931 British newspaper, talking about the Thames tides and the British liner. And then we've got the Thames here. So that was what that was about. I lost a bit of the date, but anyway, not to worry. The dates on these ledgers don't seem to make it, do they? But we've got this lovely writing down here and the numbers and things. Piece of newspaper, done that. Handwriting, so we've got the ledger paper and the postcards. So it's just an ordinary sort of cathedral type postcard. What's the postcard of? Not too sure. But it was written on 21st of August 1907, although it doesn't look like 7. The postmark is August 21st, 07. Yep. And And it basically says, "Dear Sir, London, dear Sir, London, went to see family page, spent a Sunday afternoon there. They were pleased to hear from you. We leave for Hamburg at midnight. Yours truly, J. Thyler." So that came to Melbourne in Australia. And so he's in London. This is Thames and the bridge, the Tower Bridge. And we've got the Thames. So yeah, a bit of some matching kind of concepts. The house has no bearing, but that's why I covered it up. It's just there for the pretty blue colour. It's going in a line apparently. I didn't know it was doing that, but I love it. Oh, and bonus is polka dots, which we've got in the background covering up Christopher. So this will slide around probably. Not much I can do about that, but I wanted to keep the postcards loose. I don't want to yeah, I like keeping the postcards loose so that the original ephemera from 1907, I don't want them stuck to the page. I don't know, I just don't like it. So I like them, I don't know why that's showing over there. Pages are obviously moving a little bit or something, not too sure why that is. But there we go. That's CW Planner 47. Done and dusted. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below, and then you can be entered for the vintage-ish playing cards. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye bye.